Welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Today, we're thrilled to share a conversation with my dear friend, Melanie Yocum. I first met Melanie in 2021 when I began attending her Buti yoga classes at Lightworker Yoga Studio in Wapakoneta, Ohio. What started as a new way to move my body quickly became a powerful catalyst for transformation, both inside and out. Melanie is a true light worker. Through her work, she helps others uncover the light within themselves and return to a sense of wholeness. In this episode, we explore the healing power of movement, how it can release both physical and emotional blockages and reconnect us to deeper parts of ourselves. Melanie shares the importance of the mind-body connection and reminds us that through intentional movement, we can access profound healing and ignite lasting change. This honest and inspiring conversation will leave you feeling empowered to move your body in new ways and perhaps even begin healing wounds you didn't know were holding you back from living your fullest life. So settle in, take a deep breath, and enjoy this heartfelt conversation with Melanie Yocum. Welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey.
We are here today with our friend Melanie Yocum. Hi, Melanie.
Hi.
Melanie is my original Buti yoga instructor from Wapakoneta, Ohio. So I met Melanie back in 2019. She introduced me to this movement practice. And as I mentioned last week, we're excited to bring you a 3-week series about movement. So this is week number 2 in our 3-week series. And last week we talked a little bit about moving because you love your body and not to fix your body. And today I'm really excited to talk about how moving can help us heal in ways we never maybe even expected. And I learned a lot of that from Melanie. So I wanted to have her come on and talk a little bit about that. Before we dive into that, Melanie, do you want to introduce yourself and tell our audience who you are and what you do in the world?
Yeah, so my name is Melanie Yocum, and I'm a light worker. And what that means is that I have realized that I am here to heal and to help others heal. So, we go on this journey of life, we check all the boxes, but really at the end of the day, why are we truly here? And I believe we all have a divine soul mission, and it's not attached to a job or a title or anything like that. And when we can realize who we are, who we truly are behind all of that stuff, it gives other people permission to do the same. And so, that's what I do. That's who I am. Some of my titles: I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 2. My daughter is Annie and my son is Frankie. I own Lightworker Yoga. I own an online wellness business, a retreat business. I kind of do a little bit of everything, but all of it filters through that base, which is to heal and help others heal. And it's just been a wild ride. It took a lot of pain and discomfort to finally get me to the place where I was able to open up and be myself. And I'm still on that journey. And I love to talk about how movement is such a big part of that.
Yeah. And a lot of what you just talked about, I know just from being around you, everything you do brings that healer energy into it. And no matter what the thing is that you're doing with somebody, just being in the room with them, they can feel that, and it just, like you said, it is who you are. And it's so incredible. I will say, when I started doing yoga classes with you, I had no idea the extent to which I would be healing different things besides my relationship with movement, but other things started to happen in life. And I would love to hear from your perspective of how you first felt that happening in your life, movement in relationship to healing. Does that make sense, the question I'm asking?
Yeah, absolutely. So, when I first found yoga, it was 2001-ish. I was bartending at a bar in downtown Orlando, and I was into everything, all the alcohol, all the drugs, that whole scene. And I realized now I was actually searching for a spiritual path. It was just completely skewed. And I was searching for it in substances, that would take me kind of out of my mind, sometimes really into my body. And I found yoga. One of the girls, her name is Maureen. I'll never forget. She was like, "You want to go to yoga with me in the morning?" I'm like, "Sure." And so I went, and I remember sitting there in meditation it was just a traditional, probably vinyasa. It was flowy. I don't remember, but I remember sitting in meditation, and it was like that thing that I'd been chasing and all the other things that were not good for me. I felt it. And so that was kind of the start of it. But I will say, I pursued that path. I got certified in yoga in Hatha in 2007, and that was great. And that served me so well. But I truly believe all of that really led me to Buti. And Buti was the first thing that really just cracked me open and allowed a lot of shame that was in my body to come up to the surface so I could deal with it. Being on a healing journey, you think, oh, I've done this. I've already done this thing. And then you realize as you heal, your body feels safer to then populate the things that are even deeper. And Buti was that first deep dive step into specifically shame that I had in my body that was affecting everything. Our body is so intelligent, and we store trauma in the body, and it will lock it away so deep that you don't even know it's there. And yet it's still running the show behind the scenes, stealing your joy, stealing your ability to really rise into the you of you. And so with Buti, I would say the movement part, it happened the first time I took the yoga class, but the really deep, dark dive into the shame stuff, it was Buti.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I can relate to that. I felt like this connection to my body in a way I had never felt before, even when I just started doing yoga on my own at home. But Buti was a whole different thing. Mm-hmm. Like it is, like you said, I don't know if it's, and maybe like the neuroscience behind it. I haven't dove that deep into it. I don't know if you have, but something about the way the spiraling and the shaking just allows like this release of energy that's just been built up in your body.
Yeah, and stuck. So, I'm not a scientist. I don't study neuroscience. However, I have wisdom, and wisdom is when we have that direct experience, because this has actually been something that has been with me since my somatic training with Buti that I did last year, graduated from that last September. This difference between knowledge and wisdom. So we have knowledge, we can study something, we can hear someone's story, we can read a book, we can, we can learn it intellectually. Wisdom comes when that intelligence comes through the body. When it comes through the body in a personal experience, that's when we can share the wisdom. It's not something we know, it's something we are. And Buti has allowed me to do that. Somatic has allowed me to do that. And I actually had an experience this morning that allowed me to connect that in such a deeper way. So our body is covered with fascia. Fascia is quite literally data in our body. It holds all the data of every trauma, every memory, every experience, all of it. And so that trauma gets stuck. And so Buti is a practice that allows us to start moving within that stuckness, to bring it up to the surface, to let it go. And so we shake, we pound, we jump, we do all of that, which is very grounding, which allows you to be in your body, but it also creates that release. So like animals in the wild, two bears, they go at it, they fight each other. When the fight's over, if they're still alive, they go on their own and they shake. And they do that intuitively. And so animals even have that within their being. Humans do too. We've just forgotten it. And so Buti brings us back to that home base where we can remember how to heal ourselves, because all healing is self-healing, all of it. Sometimes we need a guide, somebody to kind of lead us in there, but all healing is self-healing. And Buti teaches us that, not by someone being the healer and healing you, but by someone guiding the way and allowing you to step in to heal yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And it reminds me of, you said like we all knew this and we forget it along the way. So I have a nephew who is like just the natural like shaker. Like we've talked about this with my brother, like he's doing this somatic stuff all the time. Like he is always just like whatever his body feels like doing, he's shaking and he's shimmying and he's it is so fun to watch. And we're like, yeah, that's like normal and what we all should be doing. And then we like, the world trains us to act this way and fit in this box and don't move like that. And we just, in order to fit into society, we stiffen up, so we don't look weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It happens to kids in school, sit up straight, stop fidgeting. You're being a distraction. And so they unlearn the stuff that they want to do. You're a problem if your body's moving in that way. Yeah. And I was a teacher, so I'm not throwing any shade on teachers. I love teachers. God bless them for being in the classroom. It is harder now more than ever to be in the classroom right now, and I'm so grateful for all the teachers. But, that is one of the spaces and places where we unlearn that natural stuff because we have to, be little soldiers in the classroom.
Yeah, 100%. So,
what about the music?
Oh, yeah.
Aspect of it? Because I know when I go to Buti with Kelsey, she picks out the best music and my mind just goes into these different areas of the world, like she'll have this jungle music going on. And I mean, it is really a cool experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music is everything. The music is everything.
I love the music.
Yeah, and the music is intentionally designed to do that. The music is designed to do that for you, is to take you to that place, to take you to that more primal, we all used to be like in tribes and, around the fire and having ceremonial rites of passage and moving our bodies in ways that call in certain things, and we've forgotten all of that. And so when we are able to like relate in that way, like we do a lot of, pounding sometimes on our body. I was doing this morning, like something where we're like opening our chest, and it's just, there's something in that allows our body to remember that primal part of us that, like Kelsey said, knows it all. Like we have Buti. The word Buti literally means the hidden cure. And the hidden cure is not out there. It's inside. And we've been so programmed to be so disconnected from this body that we have lost sight of that truth. And so when you're in that class and you're like feeling that vibe, and it's like, sometimes I make really weird noises and it feels so liberating because you can just totally connect. There's no judgment. Like you let it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey there, Bloom listeners. It's Tina Baden here, and I want to take a moment to share something exciting with you. Have you ever found joy in helping others feel their best? Or thought about how great it would be to boost your own health, energy, or even your finances? If that sounds like you, then I've got something special to share with you. Let's talk about Plexus, their amazing range of products. It's designed to support your wellness journey and help you feel fantastic. From gut health, energy boosters, to weight loss, there's truly something for everyone. And here's where it gets really exciting. If you love sharing what you're passionate about, the business opportunity could be just what you're looking for. I can honestly say that Plexus has changed my life for the better, both through health and finances. Yet, it's more than just a business. It's a wonderful community that supports and uplifts each other. If you're curious and you think this might be a good fit for you, why not join me? It could be fun. Message me at Bloom with Tina and Kelsey on Facebook Messenger. Embark on this journey and let's bloom into our best selves together.
But you mentioned your somatic practice that you've just recently gotten certified in as well. Can you explain what that is? Because I'm sure a lot of our listeners have never heard of that.
This is really hard to talk about because it is so 5D. And when I say 5D, I mean spiritual realm. So there's the spiritual realm, and then there's the human realm, and human realm is 3D and spiritual realm is 5D. And so all of that somatic work is happening in 5D. In 5D, you are spirit, you are limitless, you are boundless, you are eternal, you're not bound by a body. And so that work is happening here, but like on the human plane, it feels like there's different schools. I went to Busy Gold's School of Somatic Movement Practitioner, and that's the only place I can speak of because that's where I have experience. But it's a 7-series appointment. Some of them have to be one-on-one. A lot of them can be group sessions. But it deals specifically with the fascia, with that information highway. So our body has learned to mistrust our brain, and that is why the body locks away the trauma in the fascia. So it's about rebuilding the trust between the body and the mind. How many times have you had something come up to the surface and you're like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to think about that. Or even worse, we take that information and we weaponize it against the body. We go into the negative self-talk, like, you know, how could you do that? Like, that's so shameful. You're so worthless, whatever that story, that narrative is inside the trauma. And so body goes, okay, cool. I'm not going to try that again, and locks it away even deeper. And then it causes dis-ease, pain, discomfort, you know, all kinds of things. And so the somatic work that I do, it's about rebuilding that connection in the data between the fascia, but also rebuilding the connection of trust between body and brain so that when body does unearth that trauma to be healed, that the brain doesn't stop the process. Yeah. That the brain participates with the release and participates with the healing. And so it's fascinating. We talk about timelines. That was like my favorite part of the whole training. It's been great to have like a vocabulary. So, you know, you go on a spiritual retreat, or you go on this, I don't know, some sort of training where like everything's high vibe and you unlock some things within yourself and you learn something, you come back and you're different. Everything looks different. It's like, wow. You know, that stuff didn't change. It was you and your perspective.
Yeah. Your aligned conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so you're actually jumping a timeline in that. You're jumping a timeline. So we live in a universe with infinite possibilities. There are infinite amount of timelines from the very, very best to the very, very worst and everything else in between. And so the somatic healing, Buti included, allows us to raise our vibration to find the optimal time, to find that optimal life that you are capable of creating. All those dreams in your heart and the things that you want to do, all that good in the world, you can. We just have to heal so we can connect with the timeline where the things already exist. And I know that sounds kind of like
a little woo-woo, but I love it.
Yeah.
Is it like you need to heal yourself first?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And like you were saying, things that you know within you, and you gotta like heal yourself to be able to like remember it almost. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like you know, but you don't know. Like, so for those who are just listening, you know in your body, I'm touching like my heart, but you don't know in your head. And so this somatic healing, from my understanding, now I've not gone through like the program Melanie's style, but somatic healing of any type, regardless of who you're working with, there's somatic therapy and all types of different somatic work out there. It's like reminding your brain what your body already knows.
Amen.
This is definitely something we don't learn in nursing school.
No.
It's a little out of the box.
No, this is outside of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and is this like something that's from Eastern medicine, Melanie? Do you know?
I mean, Busy teaches some traditional Chinese medicine within that program. Like we learned about the meridians and that kind of thing. But I would say this is just, it's like an awakening. And the things that people are learning now, aka remembering, they're not in the science books yet. But I have a friend who's taking a training with Human Garage. Her name's Rachel Bidlack. And they talk about the fascia, and I find it interesting because the things that she's learning there, I'm like, oh, yes, Yes, I know this. Yes. And some of the things that she learned as a massage therapist are not at all the truth of the way that the body works. And that's been interesting for her to unpack and unravel. Yeah. It's coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like as we learn more and evolve. Yeah. And that's so Chrissy is the fitness coach we talked to last week.
Yeah.
And as she was leaving after we had stopped recording and everything, we're having a conversation about how incredible it is that we get to live in this time where we do have all this new information coming in and we can connect with people on the other side of the world and learn from them and they can learn from us. And we're not like, it's just bringing all this stuff up to the surface so that we can, like you referenced, live on that optimal timeline. And it's incredible.
Yeah. And this is what I believe, we chose to be here now because there's something that each of us can bring to this conversation, this life, this shared experience, this co-creation. There's a reason why it's you, and there's a reason why it's you, and there's a reason why it's me, and there's a reason why every single living being on this planet, there's a reason, there's something that they can bring to this conversation.
Definitely. So the other thing I always like to ask all of our guests too, because a lot of our podcast is about helping women and or men step out of that box society has created for them. And I know you have at some point in your life kind of stepped out of what the easy next step would be.
Yeah.
Based on what society said, you do this, 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 and this. And so that you could walk truly in alignment with what you felt like your soul mission was. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how that happened for you and how you felt the confidence to be able to move in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, I was an educator. I still am an educator, just in a different way, but I have a master's degree in education. I thought I'd retire as a teacher, and it was great, and I loved it until it wasn't great, and I didn't love it. So I would say for me, I always knew I wanted to own a yoga studio. And I always knew that was the work that lit me up the most. Having kids helped because I wanted to be home with them. But I truly feel like it was just my time. And once I knew what I knew, I couldn't unknow it. And so I worked really hard building my virtual wellness business to be able to support the financial part. And then once I made that decision to let go of that career, everything opened up. I mean, that was in 2017, and I opened the yoga studio in 2018. And 2018 is when I found Buti on Facebook, saw an ad. I was like, what is that? And I tried it. And the first time I tried it in my front living room, just back behind this wall, I cried. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I need it. So when I created the yoga studio, I didn't even know Buti was going to be a part of it. But in that process of, remodeling and all of that is when, it's when Buti came in, and when we opened our doors, like since day one, it has been Buti. It has always been Buti. And I think for me, I was just ready. I was ready. And this is the key, because there's tons of people all over the world who are doing a job that's okay, that they can deal with. But it's not what they really want to do. But the thing that stops them is the fear. In order to have the new thing, you have to let go of the old. And we were just talking about this. It's like universal law.
Are you feeling ready for a change? At Apricity Financial Planning, we help women who are stepping into a new season of life and want to make intentional financial choices that support their goals. Whether you're exploring a career shift, navigating a big life transition, or simply looking to align your money with what truly matters to you, we're here to help. At Apricity, we believe financial planning isn't just about numbers. It's about creating the life you envision with clarity and confidence. If you're ready to take the next step toward your future that feels aligned and purposeful, visit apricityfp.com to learn more or reach out directly. let's chart your path forward together.
There's no space for that to come in when we have too much jammed up in our, awareness already. So it's taking that leap of faith and trusting in a plan that's bigger than you and not knowing exactly how it's going to work out, but just knowing I just have to know what the next right move is, and trusting in yourself enough to know that you can do it, trusting, I say God, but whatever it is that you call your creator, trusting in God enough to know that those messages that you've received are divine. And just like 1, 2, 3, face first into the fire, just jump and see where you land. And not everybody's ready to do that. And so if that is something that you want to be able to do, just get to work on the inside and the rest will reveal itself. But it's just you have to be willing to fail. It's like the parachute story, right? The parachute doesn't open unless you're falling. But you're not going to get the parachute to open unless you jump off the cliff.
Right.
It's like you have to be, and while you're falling, before the parachute opens, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But if you know that you have a good parachute,
yes,
you're fine. And so your parachute is God. Your parachute is yourself. Your parachute is the trust in this divine soul mission that you were quite literally created and why you are here. And if you can have enough trust in that, then it's fine. People jump out of planes all the time. They trust that dang parachute. But why can't you trust your parachute the same way you would do that? I mean, people are literally jumping their physical bodies out of a plane, trusting in that parachute. Trust the one that's inside you because it's there. You were born with it.
Yeah. It's so hard though, Melanie.
Yeah. I know. Hey,
It's
if it was
so
easy,
hard.
everybody would do it. It was easy. Everybody would do it. Everybody would be living in their joy. Everybody would be happy, joyous, free, but, and that's why those of us who have the guts to do it, we have to, because there might be someone in your life
Amen, sister.
Yeah, you have to, because it's not just about you. It's not just about you. It's all the people, and I got chills just saying this. It makes me emotional. It's like all the people that your bravery and courage will remind that they have it too. And that's the sauce.
Oh,
You
so good.
You said it, Melanie. I'm telling you. I've been there. I've been there.
You're there right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Gotta jump.
Yeah. And I think this comes back to how you and I connected, because I think we were both very much there where we were
right,
just trusting that parachute and having another person who was trusting their parachute at the same time. And you need that connection with somebody to build more, right? To have that person that you're like, oh, hey, we're both just trusting that this is
right.
gonna work.
I mean, I was just telling someone yesterday that before I was telling the patients, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but for some reason, I've kept getting those God winks to retire, not knowing what I'm going to do, and all I kept saying was, I just know that whatever I do, it's gonna be awesome. And there's a lot more inside of me than what there was then, basically.
Yes.
So,
and you've seen so to your point, Melanie, you were talking about you have to let go of that before the stuff starts opening up. And I think you've experienced that a little bit where if you were still out to that job, you couldn't see what was next because there was too much gunk in there with the job and the just it was taking up all of your capacity.
yes.
You needed to open up your capacity to be able to see what actually was for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it sounds like that was your experience too, Melanie.
Universal law. It's the same for all of us. It expresses uniquely, but
yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for being here. I think this is a phenomenal conversation. I appreciate you so much for having it with us. Like I said, the difference you have made in my life is like, I can't even put into words what it is. But I just want to thank you for it, for being you, and for being such a guidepost for me of like what's possible in the world. So thank you. And thank you for sharing all of that with the listeners today too.
Absolutely. And thank you for being there for me, because it's divine union. This is how you know it's a win-win. Human is win-lose. Divine is win-win. And that's when you know you have the right people in your life, because you both, it's mutually beneficial. And no one, it's like if you have a candle and I have a candle and yours is lit and mine isn't, and you give me that light, there's two lights. There's nothing taken away from this one. Like, that's how it works. And so I appreciate you being in my life, because as much as you've received from me, I've received from you. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Before we jump off, why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you and follow along with everything you've got going on?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook, Melanie Yocum. The yoga studio is Lightworker Yoga on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. On Instagram, we're Yoga Lightworker. I guess the other one was taken. And on Instagram, I'm Melanie, and then there's a period, and then Yocum. So you can find me there. I'm an open door, so welcome. Come on in. I'd love to connect with all of you.
Yeah, and we'll tag all of that in our show notes too, so that everybody can click and find it really easily. So.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Melanie.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Melanie. All right, until next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Your support truly means the world to us, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our blossoming community.
We hope you enjoyed this week's conversation and found inspiration in our discussions. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you love what you hear, please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you.
Join us next week for another exciting episode filled with insights, laughter, and growth. We can't wait to share it with you.
Keep glowing and see you soon.